Hey, everybody. And hi, Joe. Can you hear me okay? The volume on my computer seems to be really low. And today we're going to start the A to Z embellishments and ephemera, and we're starting with the letter A. Hi, Tina. Thank you for coming. And A is for oh, I have lost my thing. Album ideas for our journal pages. So, okay, good, Joe, because the sound on the computer's low. So, album ideas for journal pages. And I've sat here since Saturday working out album ideas for journal pages. So, I made a cover because the other cover I had was not going to be thick enough to accommodate the A to Z part. So, I made a different cover and it's thicker. I think the other one was only a half an inch. This one's an inch. And so, and then I have my we're going to do 2 signatures, and it's all coffee dyed paper and 1 matte paper, which I'd put on a grid in the computer. Boy, if I could do that. I put it on one of those cookie sheets that has the grid little squares on it. Evidently mine, the wires are raised one way. And then Joe gave me the idea to turn it the next time. I'm going to try that. Then I would get little squares. But it came out with really nice lines on it. So I included that one. But we've got all coffee dyed and some cardstock. Coffee dyed cardstock. So we have the 2 signatures. And this is what we're going to be adding all of our A to Z embellishments to. So, and we're going to embellish our cover, but not yet, because I think we're going to do some album-y kind of things to our cover. Now, I've made 1 album. Just so y'all will know, I've made 1. And I haven't done a walkthrough or anything of it yet, because I just finished it. But I've gone to Jo, who is my resident album expert. And she says she's not an expert, but she makes albums. I make journals. So I've gone to Jo to get help with the albums. And so I've asked her lots of questions. So we're going to do some things. We're going to have fun. We may not get through with all of our album ideas today, and that's fine if we don't, because we have a lot to do. So we're going to start with this signature, and we're going to start with this cardstock page. So we're going to kind of get rid of the other stuff. And this is a good idea, keeping it apart, because we can build this page and this back page before it ever gets put in the signature. We just need to know where our crease is at. So I cut out some little cute things with my die cutting machine, and we're going to probably use these on something. When I went shopping the other day, I found a really cool, what is this called? Oh, Lordy B. Embossing folder. That's what it was. An embossing folder. And I thought this would be cute to use as a flip up or something. And one thing I did ahead of time. This page here is going to end up being bifold doors on this page. In order to do what I wanted it to do, it needed to be a little bit bigger, because I want there to be an overlap. So this is a little bit bigger. Frame embossing folder. Thank you, Joe. So this is a little bit wider because I want them to overlap just a little bit. And so I made sure this was wider, and then I added tabs. All I did was just leave like enough room to make a tabs. Ooh, I kind of like that side of the paper better. Let's refold. So I just cut my paper a little bit wider than my base and made sure I had it wide enough to allow for my little tabs, which I just folded in. So now we're going to cut it. And how I'm going to cut it, I'm going to lightly make a mark down the middle of the paper. And we're going to cut it with these cute little scissors. And if you don't have these scissors, that's fine. You can cut it straight. I don't have an edge punch. So if you have an edge punch, you could do an, cut it and then do an edge punch on it. I don't have an edge punch. So we're doing, what I do have is these cute little scissors. So the middle of this page, and if I'm going too fast, you guys, let me know. I did make notes, y'all, not flip ups, flip outs. We're going to do a waterfall with envelopes with pockets built in it at somewhere. So this page is roughly, boy, that's going to be hard to divide in half. Okay, well, half of 5 is 2.5. And then we don't have quite another inch. So we have 2.5. That might be about half. If it's not, it won't. It'll be fine. We're going to go with that 3 inches. We'll scooch it over just a little bit. Okay, and my neighbors picked today, this morning, to weed eat their lawn. So the dogs are going to be barking, probably. And I apologize for that, you guys. I think that's where I get it. And now, the only reason I'm drawing a line on here is because otherwise, those are going to make it crooked enough. Otherwise, it would be way crooked. I can't cut. I can cut a straight line if I have something to go by, sort of. But there is no hope of a straight line without something to go by. So I'm just going to very lightly pencil mark that. Oh, that looks crooked. That looks very crooked. So it's 2 lines past 2.5. Oh, that's why it's crooked. Because up here, it's like almost 2 3/4. So let's fix our line. Evidently, I can't draw a straight line either, or measure a straight line. So, almost right at 2 3/4. Okay. This should be better. So it's always good to double check, because once it's cut, we can't really uncut it. That looks so much better. We're just going to go with that. Okay. And the trick to these is lining up your stuff before you cut again. And this is cardstock, so this is not working good. Okay, there we go. And that kind of went a little wanky. Wanky's a new crafting term. It's kind of like wonky. Oh, there we go. Trying to make sure I stay on camera for you guys, which is making this a little bit difficult. And let me go up here and finish this cut. There we go. So we have these. We're gonna. What are we gonna do with these? We're gonna ink them so we can see our edge better. But let me, on this one, erase the pencil mark off. And now the outside dogs are going to bark to make the inside dogs bark. Wow. Okay. So what hopefully is going to happen is when we put these down, they're going to do this kind of a thing. And then they'll open because we have our flaps. So I got to find, where'd my ink go? There it is. This ink, I love, you guys. It is Crumb Cake from Stampin' Up. And I got to get a re-inker for it. But I love this color. And here's my little doohickey. Because my ink pad, I've used it so much. And we're going to get the other side so that when it flips open, I'm trying to remember to do the inking thing, because remember, this is what I always forget to do. So there's that page. Ooh, I like that. So I'm showing we have 5 people here, and thank you all for coming. If I missed anybody, we're working on album ideas for junk journals for today. That's our A. And I think what I'm making is going to end up being like my idea book. I'll have an A to Z in it by the time we're done. It'll have all these different ideas in it. Okay. And I'm really not worried about this little part because we're going to hopefully cover that up. I want to cover it. I don't want to be able to see the flap when I'm done. So I just have to figure that out. And there we go. And they go like that. Okay. Now, this is our journal page. So if I glue this down here, it will flip up like this. Oh, that kind of blends really nicely. So I think that's what we're going to do. Tacky glue is your friend in this case. Have to remind me to ink. Yes, I forget. But I am getting better at it. Oh, my glue is like stopped up. Or it's just slow getting down here. There we go. Okay. And it's going to go. I'm going to line it up as best as I can with the edge of my paper. And that didn't stick at all. Okay, I may need more glue. Oh, my coffee dyed paper is coffee dyed cardstock, you guys. It's all wavy. I did not iron this paper. I should have ironed my paper. Oh, ink the base page? I don't know that I want to do that. I only wanted to ink this one so we could get the differentiation. Because we're going to probably cover this up anyway. I think it's going to end up probably being completely covered. So, yeah. Except the, well, even the edges maybe by the time I'm done. Okay, so now we're going to do this side. And so they are closing kind of crooked. That's because we cut crooked. Or I cut crooked. Well, that fold looks crooked. Oh, let's see if we can peel it. Yay. Because the fold does look crooked. I'm going to fix the foldy part. I didn't measure for my folds, guys. I just folded paper. So I'm going to adjust. And I don't like that that came up that easy, so we're going to switch tactics here. Where did it go? On this desk somewhere, there is double-sided tape, thin enough to do this. And that, there it is. That's what I was looking for. We're just going to switch how we're doing this. And we do not want to cut that with those scissors. Wait a minute. Okay. And let me, where did my little inky thingy go? Re-ink this since I bent it different. And now we get to line everything. Uh-oh. Up again. I just lost my re-ink for you guys. Not the little... One moment, please. And they bounce weird. Those little makeup things. It's dropped on the floor before and it bounces weird. Okay, so here we go again. Oh, and y'all get to see my head today. Hopefully not all the time. There we go. And now... Okay. So there's that one. We're not even going to mess with glue on this one. We're just going to start right with the tape. No, not if we don't get it straight or not. Try again. Tina, did you make anything over the weekend? I should use that bone folder. And the envelope thing is right here. Except it's really little. This is a very tiny one. Oh. Pull that off. Okay, so move my ink out of the way. I'm going to try to get this as close to straight in on the edge of this paper. And that's not going to work. It would jump. Nope, 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 nope. Oh, it's stuck down there now. We'll have to ink it. Well, my ruler method works. But yes, this works. It's just tiny. Okay. And we'll make sure this is mashed. And I got ink on there, but that's fine. Oh, that looks cool. I kind of like it. And this side is not sticking. Oh, that's the back page. It's stuck just fine. Okay, so I need to ink this where we didn't meet the edge of the page all the way to hide that mistake. Happy accidents. Okay, and I'm going to close this. We'll probably have to reopen it a bunch of times. Okay, so we have this. Now we can do a couple of things. We could put these on here as little decorative elements for these to open, which it would look, hang on. This is how it would look when it's closed. But I kind of had envisioned these going across at the top and bottoms of the inside. So we have this. This has been cut down to fit the inside of the page because I was thinking of a flip up, flip down kind of thing with this page. Oh, cool, Tina. Well, let me make sure I'm subscribed to you. I should be. I am buffering on my phone. Am I buffering, you guys? And I am subscribed. Yay. Now let me get my chat to come back up. A little bit. I don't know. See, right now we're on the 4G, and my 4G last night kept going 4G 1X, 4G 1X. It was driving me crazy. But it's better than our internet. So I'm sorry if it buffers this morning. Okay. So for this, I really didn't leave it long enough for this to overlap. But that's okay, I think. Joe, is that okay if they don't overlap? It's okay, right? That they don't overlap. So this is... Okay. This one, you know what? I'm going to find the middle of the page the easy way. Oh, wait, we can make... No, we can't. So now I'm going to cut this. With the cutter. On that fold line. If I can get it to line up. There we go. Now, these don't have tabs, and I really don't want to lose the page. So here's what you do when you don't have tabs. I have this extra piece of paper. And it's just a cutoff from when I made the cover. We're going to just roughly cut this in half. This is going to be, because it doesn't matter. We're going to fold this in half. We're going to make our own tabs. So if you do this and you don't have a tab, oh, I'm thinking I'm going to put this down here. Probably like this. On each one. Yeah. I think that will be very cool looking. But if you don't have a tab, you just need a... This is probably about a 1 inch wide strip. It's a little bit more. Fold it in half. And it happens to be the same length as our paper. Probably because I pre-cut it. Because that doesn't ever work out in real life. I'm probably pre-cut this. For this purpose. So now I just made tabs. So because I want these to flip this way. And we're going to ink these. But the decorative scissors, Joe, was a great idea. So we're just going to ink all of it. Another thing you can do is if we could have cut that straight this one here, we could have cut it straight and put lace on it. We may still put lace on it behind it, just to give it more overlap. That would be pretty too. Oh, we got to do both sides of this because it's a flip. It's a flippy thing. I really need to get a new ink re-inker for this pad. And I like the makeup sponges. I was using the triangle ones. I like these ones better. Hey, Vanessa, how are you? Thank you for coming. Okay, so we're going to put our little tabs on. And I like the darker side of the coffee dyed, so we're going to keep it face up. And I think that's how it goes. So we're going to use our double-sided tape again. And I'm going to go ahead and put tape on both sides of this while I'm taping. And we'll get the other one. And I should probably be using wider tape. I'm going to put 2 strips on this one. It seems to be wider. So I did get to go to Tuesday mornings, and I went to Michael's and left because our Michael's didn't have anything, you guys. And then we went to Hobby Lobby. I didn't get a lot of stuff. I got a few things. Like I said, I got the embossing folder at Tuesday mornings. I found some really cool paper clips, you guys. They're made by Polaroid, and they look like little Polaroid pictures. I'll show you those in just a minute. And I got some little Tim Holtz flowers and some photo corners. And I got the die for this at Tuesday morning. And I think that's about all I got. I did buy some loose 12 by 12 paper. Okay, both sides of that one are done. Now, I want it to go like this. So we'll pull these tapes off first. Oh, my goodness. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, I want it to go. So wait. It needs to go like this. Right. And I am going to line this up with the edge of the paper as much as possible. And I'm going to need to do some trimming, obviously. Oh, that's because I didn't get it on here straight. Oh, no. No, no, no. Well, we're going to retape. It'll be fine. Where did I put the tapey stuff? It'll be okay. Hi, Jenny. How are you? Thank you for coming. Well, no, I'm not really making an album hybrid journal. I'm making album ideas in a journal for now. Because it's not going to be an album hybrid thing. It's just going to have some album-ish ideas on it. And then it's going to be a journal. Oh, you ordered more from Wish? Oh, wow. What did... Goodness gracious. Can we ask what you ordered? I love Wish and I love the AliExpress. Okay. I know I was taped up there, so let's see if that's right. Yes. We're going to work really hard at getting this on here straight this time. Because I don't want to have to repeat again. That one wasn't varnished good. Nope. Let's try again. Okay, that one didn't pull correctly. So we're going to back this up with a little bit of glue. There we go. And that will also give us, in case I mess up again, we'll be able to move it around a little bit. In case I don't get it right on the edge. Oh, we did better. And so, much better. And let me trim this little excess part off. Okay, so it's going to go here. And I really should have ironed my paper. It's going to go here. And it will flip down. But we are not, and I need to trim this off. Let me do this. I'm going to angle these corners. I should have angled the other ones. And I'm going to trim this. It still has this little overhangy fuzzy part. Okay. So it's going to do this. I am not worried about this being a different color or anything. Paintbrushes. Oh, I know. I got to get some new paintbrushes. I want to try some of the silicone ones, though. Oh, paintbrushes and food color. Oh, I know. I've done the shaving cream thing. That was fun. It was messy, but it was fun. I need to do it again. So this is going to go here and it's going to flip down. This one's going to go up here. And it's going to flip up. Let's close the ink so I don't get ink all over everything. Okay. Let's go ahead and stick this one on here. And we're going to put glue on it just so if I mess up, I have wiggle room. There we go. Okay. And now we're going to line this up with the bottom of the page. And I need to scooch it over. Whoop. Okay, I scooched it way too far. There we go. So our bifold doors will close. Oh no, did we build this wrong? Oh, I turned my paper around because it does open in the journal this way. Okay. So we have our bifold doors. We now have a flip up. And we are going to have a flip down. I turned it around so I could tape better. So we're going to take our other little hinge that we made, put it over here. And before we do this, let me snip these corners off. Okay. And it's going to go like this. So this needs to go. Thusly. Okay. That's on there. And I snipped my corners wrong. That's funny. Anything can be, this is the thing about paper, you guys. Anything can be fixed. We're going to leave that one how it is. And we're going to pull this off. And now we are going to... So do you guys think you're going to like the Series A to Z embellishments? And ephemeras and stuff? And I'm just making sure I line that up so one page is not wonky. Yeah. I did scare myself. I'm like, oh no, what happened? It's wrong. Did I do this on the back? But since we have nothing else on here yet. Oh, y'all, I put a cover together upside down yesterday. My cover, it has 2 layers of paper on the inside. Because the first layer went down upside down. Okay, so now we have, so far, we're going to need magnets probably, or something. We're going to need something. Joe, you were right. I could have put a ribbon behind there. That would have been cool. But I think we're going to use a magnet for this one. Which I was thinking we could put a magnet behind here. And we can put one somewhere in here hidden. Sort of in the middle. Okay, so I think I want to put these. What do y'all think? Like this. But here's the thing. We need pockets or something. I don't want it just to be where you open it and you got to flip again. This should have a pockets on it. So maybe before we do these, we find a way to put, maybe put these on something else that we can tuck behind. I don't know. Now, when I cut these out, there's a faint pencil line on here because I had visions of maybe folding these and having these be tabbed, which you could do. So I left room for a tab on here, but they would still need to be backed with something because these are very flimsy. And thank you, Joe. So these have to be backed with something. Let's see what we got. Oh, I have another part of cardstock. What was this for? Why did I fold that? Don't know. I don't know, but it would make good little pockets. Or hang on, I have ideas. Because I have scrap paper over here from another project I was working on. And I should have a piece. I figure in the end, this is going to be a really cool journal. Well, this is card. We could okay, this isn't the piece of paper to use for this because it matches this. I'm trying to think how we can make pockets and stuff. To the top for decor, right. So, but I don't want to add more card. Oh, wait, I grabbed coffee dyed paper a while ago. I grabbed some coffee dyed things. Now, these are kind of thin, but we could double it. And if we doubled this, we may want to double it the other way. So we have enough room to make a pocket, a correct pocket. So if we make a pocket down here, this could go on our pocket thusly. So we would have this pocket, and we could do the same thing up here, and this would still flip up, and we're going to put something else back here. Is that what you're talking about, Joe? Hi, Joey. How are you? Thank you for coming. Because that's a good idea. See, now, Joe is, like I said, Joe is my album expert. I've only ever made one. So, okay, cool. So we got that right. I've made one complete album and one album hybrid kind of thing. And that's why I know this is not technically an album hybrid. I am so glad to see you too. So what we're going to do, I'm going to glue this down so I know where I need my pocket to be, if that makes sense. Now, the other thing we can do is we can get rid of this edge since we don't need it to flip. So I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to remove my pencil line. And we're not going to have as big of an edge. So if you buy, and I'll show you the die when I figure out what I did with it yesterday. If you buy a die like this, I had to look at this really closely. This edge is smooth at the bottom, so it's not going to, everything else will cut through the paper. This edge here is smooth, so it's not going to cut through the paper, which is how I knew I could add space. So instead of putting it down here to the edge of my paper, I wanted room for a tab. I drew a line where I wanted it on to sit so that I would have that tab space when it cut. So that was the edge of my paper. And that way I had the tab if I needed the tab, if that makes sense. So I think now to glue this, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to use good old Elmer's when I get it down to the tip. Joe, we're all learning every day, but you know more about journals or albums than I know. And since we talk every day, if I have album questions, I can ask Joe because she knows. Joe is in the know. Okay. So, oh, I wanted it to go this way. I'm probably going to need to go get a napkin, paper towel. Yes, I am. because that made a gluey mess. Okay. And I want to glue this. Now, the reason I left this is going to be, well, let me do this first. I know we don't need this whole piece of paper, so I'm not going to really worry too much. Okay, so here's what we're doing. Well, because it's a doubled up paper, it's going to be fine. And then you have this. It should be fine. Because this is card, and it's stiff enough. So now, I know we're going to put this down here. This is going to fold up and become like a little tabby thing. And then I want to leave maybe about that much room. And I'm just going to snip the little corners because that's going to get folded behind. And come over here. Now, I'm not measuring this, guys. I know that this is the length of my pocket. So I just need to leave some little tabs. So we have that. We have that one, which is not folded straight at all. Because, yeah. I probably cut like I fold crooked. Or I fold like I cut crooked. Let's see. And then we're going to do the same with this one. And we're going to trim off these little sticky out parts because we don't need the little sticky out parts. Okay, so when we glue this down, it's going to glue here. And we'll be able to slide stuff into our pocket. And I need to trim off a little bit more of this corner. Just so there's not bulk sitting there. There we go. Okay. Now what I generally do is I glue these little parts together first. The little overlaps. So while this is drying, because it's really wet, we're going to work on that one. I think that's going to be pretty. So I need another sheet of that, and I have another sheet of that over here. Okay, so that's how that's going to go. And then this one is going to go, wait a minute, let me snip off my little ruler mark. This way on this pocket. Yes. Yeah, when we get the pocket put on there. So again, I'm going to just fold this in half and use this little bottom edge of my paper to form where I'm going to put that little tab part. Thusly. And I'm going to go ahead and glue this together. No, I'm doubling it over. It's those sales receipts, and I doubled it. Now, just so I don't get confused with what I'm doing, I'm going to build it just like it's going to go here again, because we're just going to flip it upside down up there. So this is going to go here. And some things, you know, we already add some in journals. We already add aspects of albums. We have pockets. Albums have pockets. We sometimes have flip outs, flip downs, and stuff. Albums already have those. So a lot of times we're incorporating albumy things in our journals without really thinking about it. We just don't think of them as album embellishment things or album things. We may only get this one page done today, guys. Okay, so I know we're going to flip this up for our tabby part. And I know we're going to make sure this is glued down good. Leave room to make a tab on the side, on each side. And that's going to have to dry for a minute. It's very sticky. And we still have sticky out parts up here. So just going to trim them. Okay, I'm going to let this one dry for a second. We're going to glue this one down. Now, the key here is before we glue this down, I had an idea for that. But that's kind of going to stay maybe. Do we want to put a lace edge on here? Or do we want to leave it like it is? I think we should leave this like it is. The beginning. This is really the beginning, Vanessa, what we did. We're doing A to Z embellishments and ephemera. A is album ideas for our junk journals. So this is the actual page for the journal. This right here. And it's cardstock that's been coffee dyed. And I chose cardstock because I knew we were going to add a lot to it and I wanted it to be stable. So the first thing I did was I cut another piece of coffee dyed cardstock a little bit larger than the page because we needed to have flaps or hinges. So I cut it a little larger, probably about, you could do an inch larger than the width of your page, so you could have a half an inch on each side. And then I cut it with decorative scissors on both sides. Well, I cut up the middle with decorative scissors. And then I cut it a little larger than the page. So include your whatever you need for this plus a little bit because I wanted this to overlap a little. So it does overlap. And now we're building what's going on behind our double doors. I want to put pockets or something here to put tags in. So these are not done yet. And then we have these little flip ups, which are going to have these little pockets on them. And then when they flip up, we're going to put something here, and we're going to have something in the middle. If all goes according to plan. I know, I love making these things. So I'm thinking no lace on this because I was kind of thinking maybe putting lace behind here. That's a little snippet piece. And behind here. So I don't want to make it too bulky because it's just the first page. But I was thinking about putting lace here and here. So let's see. Let's go on and get this glued down. And I'm going to use the Elmer's because it's paper to paper and it works well. At least for this application. It's great. Okay. And there that is. Now for up here, we need to fold our little, let me trim this paper the correct way. We're going to snip our corners off. And we're going to fold it back. And then I'm going to snip that off so we don't have any bulk. And we're going to fold this one back. Okay. And then I'm going to put my little dab of glue right there to hold this shut. And right here. So I'm not fighting with it when I glue it down. Oh, you're so welcome, Vanessa. Thanks, Joe. Okay. So this one is going to go up here. Like this. But we have this little hanging off thing. So I'm going to snip it off. Okay. So I'm going to put my glue. And you could use double-sided tape for this. I don't have a lot of double-sided tape currently because I'm running low. I have some coming. I did get red line tape yesterday, though. At Tuesday morning. That is another thing I got because I'm completely out of the red line tape. I hate that stuff, but it works really well. Okay, so we have this pocket. We have this pocket. This flips down. This flips down or up. We are going to put something here. I thought that might be a good place to put this. And then you could put a photo or whatever in here. We could also leave it open so that there's a pocket that's accessible. So I'm thinking that's a good idea for this middle part. And that's very pretty on the page. We need to address these. Now for those, I have this coffee dye envelope, which is too big. But we really need to cover these up with something. I don't like that that's so different. We need to hide those. I don't know how that would work. I'm playing. If we did this, that would kind of be cool. So we would have, now these of course wouldn't be here. We would trim this, but it would be a flip down with a hidden pocket, which could also be another flip down. It could also, I don't know, that's a lot. Oh, but what if we had another set of doors in here? I only have one coffee dyed envelope. Well, I have this one, but it's pointed. That, oh, they're perfect for that. That would kind of be cool, don't you think? I don't know. See, I could be going way overboard because that's what I do. So we would, let's play. Let's pretend. Now we get to do let's pretend. We're going to scoot this out here because that's where our fold is. Scoot that there. So at this point, this is what we're looking at. It's going to definitely need a magnet. So if we did this, it would open. We have a pocket and a pocket. They're going to have something in them. We could even put lace here if we wanted. Fold up, and then we could have envelopes that flip out to new pockets. Maybe not these. I may need to coffee dye a so we have a matching set, and I like this one better because it doesn't have this. So we may not get to this today. But I think that's kind of cool. And then we could have an image here. These would close back up. We're going to put pockets here. We may leave that as accent paper. And then that. Now, here's my question. My magnets stay on my tripod. I'm going to pull 2 magnets off and put the rest of them back in the baggie. If I put a magnet back here, I don't know that it'll go through all. We're going to just put it there. Well, it needs to be off center because of our folding. I want you to go there. And I'm going to try not to move the magnet. And it did find it. So that answers my question. A magnet underneath of all of that. No, it caught. See, it catches it, so it's good. And if we hold it up, it is not going anywhere. So, and then we can, this of course is going to be under here. It's not going to be, so I'll need to slide that other magnet over, which it's not permanent. See, it keeps going back. So it would be under the door. So it'd be hidden on the back side of our door with what, like a pocket. So if we put the magnet back here, we can just make sure that we have a pocket that comes up high enough to cover the magnet. And so when we're ready to do the magnet part, so this may have to wait. Probably, Joe, there's going to be, yeah, we're going to have something in here. I've got stuff over here. So our pockets here will have something decorative on them. It's not going to match this because that was a cutoff. That was a cutoff paper. Let me put our magnets back together here. So yes, these pockets will be decorative paper. And it could still be this decorative, which matches. So to tie back in our flippies, that's what they were cut off of here. So we could just make sure that we put our pockets, well, kind of like that being at the top. Cut them out of this. Because there's enough of this to make these 2 pockets. Well, I think this is going to be the final layer. The magnet's going to go behind here to hide the magnet. It should be fine. You're talking to the magnet, Jenny? So yeah, it's just going to go behind this one piece. I think that's the only other layer we're going to have that the magnet's really going to have to go through. because this, the magnet, well, it's going to have to go through that, but we're still going to put something up here. There's going to be pockets on here. I think it'll be fine. If I have to use more than one magnet, we can. We can always go back and put another magnet somewhere. There'll be tags in the pockets eventually. But I'm the kind of person, I would rather build it, and if I need to put another magnet in here, put another magnet. Because I can always, once this magnet's here, if I need something else, we can put a magnet somewhere behind something else. And then this magnet would connect with that magnet, because they're all going to be hidden. That's me. I'd rather build my page how I want my page to be and then figure out the magnet thing. Well, hang on. We're going to need to figure it out a little bit so we got places to hide them. Because hiding magnets after you have the page built can get a little difficult. I mean, we may not add anything to the pockets today, but eventually, as we go the A to Z stuff, we're going to be putting stuff in here. And this is only the first page. But I'm thinking for this page, we're just going to put a pocket here, which these two pockets have nothing to do with the magnet layer. And we're going to do these pockets. So to do these pockets, I'm going to cut this in half. And I'm going to find half this way. And we're going to just turn it over. And I apologize about the dog. The neighbors are mowing. Okay. I think I need a new blade in my cutter. Okay. It's not going to be that tall. I am thinking probably about like this. And I'm not worried that that's not straight because we're going to make little tabby things. So I'm going to roughly cut that off. And I'm going to come over here and flip this over. And roughly cut this off. And we need to ink these pages. These pockets we need to ink. So y'all are going to see how I don't measure anything. And we want to make sure we get these about the same height. Not today. I'm not going to put anything in the pockets today. And we're going to snip those off before we fold the sides in. Okay, now I know it's wider than my paper, considerably wider, which is kind of cool. Because it gives me plenty of room to make the foldy things. And I do have some bulk I'm going to get rid of down here in the bottom. Oh, let's see. That's not straight, first and foremost. Let's try it again. And where's the fold? There's the fold. Oh, so it's got to go here. Well, this is going to be a narrow tag that goes in this pocket. Okay, and I don't kind of want to fold that much over, so I'm going to trim off a little bit. There we go. Where's our fold? It's got to go back here. Okay. And my pocket looks wanky. So here's what I do. This is how I measure. Up here, the pocket is almost 3 inches, and down here it is 3 inches, so something has to get folded different somewhere. We'll do it down there. That don't look like it fixed it. Almost 3 inches. We're good. But now, see, we have all this bulk in here, and we don't need this, so I am going to just trim it. Now, what we should do is this. Because we've already made this one. There we go. And now I just have to fold this one to fit the flap. We already know that's going to go that way. This is going to come over here. Since we already had the notches in this one, it makes it a little bit easier. You have a lot of plans? Oh, plants. Plants. I was organizing my plants. That sounds like a cool thing to do. Plant organization. I need to organize my craft room better. Okay, so let's make sure. Let's get rid of all of our little pieces of paper. And make sure this is going to fit and fold. And it is. Okay. So we now have our pockets. And I'm going to use tacky glue because this is cardstock. Okay, if I can get the tacky glue to come out, we're going to use the tacky glue. Be a moment. Sorry for the reach. I have needles on my, there's a magnet up there that I stick stuff to. I have a glue blob in the end of my tacky glue. I think I got it. Hi, Teresa. How are you? Thank you for coming. Okay. So now I'm going to put some tacky glue on here. Make sure I get those corners glued down. Okay. Now, see, even if you didn't make this an album, this would make a cool card to give somebody, wouldn't it? Like a major bifoldy, trifoldy kind of thing. And I did not ink it. So we're not going to ink this one either. See, I forget. I said we were going to ink it, and then we didn't ink it. Okay, we're going to put this one over here. What am I doing? I am gluing the pockets in. Are you talking to Teresa, maybe? Okay. So, a little tacky glue here. And we're going to put this over here. Oh, wait. Hold up. Before we do that, I know that we need a magnet under this corner. So, I'm going to get one magnet. We're going to glue it. Now, because we need to be able to slide things in and out of the pocket and not have our magnet interfere with that, I'm going to put a piece of colorful, pretty washi tape on there. You're not going to see the washi. Hi, Mike. How are you? Thank you for coming. So you're not going to see this, but I'm going to add a little bit of tacky glue to this just to help it stick. And we're going to put it this way. Nothing will get hung up on our little magnet. It'll slide in and out of the pocket. Oops. Now I may need to put a little bit more glue on here, because I think our glue may have started to dry. See, I almost forgot about the magnet, and getting that magnet in there after would have been, we could have done it. It would have just been harder. And I put it on the wrong side of the pocket. Let's move it. Oh, Lordy be. Okay, here's the thing, guys. Upside down is the opposite of right side up. And what I mean by that is, I need the magnet over here, which is not over here when you flip the pocket over. So now I'm going to get that glue out of there. So this is where the magnet needs to be. Now it's in the right spot. But it's better to realize that that's a mistake now than after. This is why we are doing a journal. Well, what we're doing is, I started a new series today called A to Z Embellishments and Ephemera. So A is album ideas in a junk journal. So we're making a journal, but this page is being built kind of like an album page, if that makes any kind of sense. So now we have our magnet here. Uh-oh. Is that not going to fold shut? Oh, no. Well, it's not glued down good. That's a good thing, because we need to slide it over. So let's reapply the glue. I don't make all these mistakes when I'm making journals. Album things are different, you guys. Okay, let's make sure it's going to close this time. Yay. It is going to close. I'm not going to worry about that because we're going to put lace. So I'm not going to even let that hinder me. And this one closes fine. Okay. Because I don't want to unglue it again and refold. I agree, Vanessa. I mean, you can learn from me what I'm doing, you know, where I messed up. And then you'll know, oh, wait, we got to do the magnet thing. And I don't like that. We are going to unglue it. Even though I said we weren't. We are. And it will be fine. Oh, that's really glued. So I'm going to fold it in that little tiny bit more. And I'm going to snip this part off because we don't need that part. And snip that part off. And we're going to just refold it and go. This is going to be one sturdy pocket if we keep applying glue to it. It's going to be very well put together. Put that in the corner. Over here again. I don't want to glue my pocket shut. I just didn't like that. So, even though I said it would all be okay, and it would have been, I just didn't like it. We are now going to put this down here again. Hopefully this is the last time we're putting this pocket on here. Okay, Vanessa. So there's that now. Okay, so now what we have these two like this, which we're not done with. We have this and this. We have a magnet back here. I'm not undoing that one because we are going to put lace. So we're good. Okay, and I have little stray pieces of paper sticking every which way. Okay, and we have these two pockets now. So we're all good. I think we're going to hold off on the middle because I really want to coffee dye the envelopes because I really like this idea. And I don't have another one of those envelopes. And that's another flip with pockets. So it's even, and these are thin. So we're not going to add a lot of bulk by adding those. I kind of like that idea. So I need to coffee dye some more envelopes, and I will do that. But we can go on and get these done. So I don't want to put this in, but we can figure out where our magnet needs to go. Where is our magnet? Oh, no. Where did the magnet go? There it is. Scare me like that. We have a magnet here. Okay. You know what? I'm going to put a little dab of glue. I'm going to fold this over. That's where the magnet needs to go. And it needs to go that way. So we can go on and get our magnet in here. So that when we put this page in, and we may not put anything else. I still don't like how these look. We may have to cover them with some lace or something. I don't like how they look. I just don't like it. But there, and it stays closed just fine, I think. Yeah, it stays closed. Oh yeah, we're good. A magnet can grab. Adding more, though, may prevent that. I agree with Joe on that one. If we add, like, envelope things, now it's got to go through this, plus tags. It could be a problem. It may not be. We'll check it. This is not the right envelope, but it does get us a chance to check the magnet strength. Yeah, see, that's not going to hold. It wants to hold, but it's not. I mean, let's see. We flip this open. Yeah, see, it's not holding. Okay. So we are not going to put doors behind there. We will put this on here, though. But now the question becomes, we have room to put lace around the underneath of this to kind of frame it. We have room for that. And it won't interfere with our magnet because our magnet's way over here. So, where is the lace that I'm going to use? Right here in front of me. I think if we put this under here, we will do a testy and look at it. All the way around. We got to make sure it's clear of the fold. Oh, that's way clear of the fold. What about this side? So we want to center this a little bit. And we can put lace around it, and the magnet's over here. So the lace won't affect the magnet at all. Hi, Susan. How are you? Thank you for coming. So I kind of like it, but I think we need a different color lace. Actually, I want to use this lace, but I want to make it a different color. So how much of this lace do we need? I'm going to roughly measure. Y'all are going to learn I don't really measure anything. We're just going to roughly go there. It needs to go to there. It needs to go back across. And we may need to add just a little bit extra for safety and making sure we're covered. Okay, there's that. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to move this out of our way. I'm going to find a scratch sheet of paper or something we can work on the back of, and it won't matter. For purposes of this. And I'm going to get rid of all my little garbage pots. Okay. I think we can work on the back of this. So what we're going to do is this. We're going to take this pink and we are just going to do this with it. And there we go. A new color of lace. Okay. And I like it because it's kind of variegated-ish, if that's a word, variegated-ish. I have ink dyed before, but then you have to wait on it to dry, and I know this lace shrinks if I dry it with the heat gun, because I've done that. So this way I don't have to dry it with the heat gun. I don't have to worry about it. It's not going to shrink on me. So now I want to make it go this way. And the way I glue this down, this has these little holes in it. That is my guide. That's what I need the glue to grab onto. And tacky glue works great for this. So I'm just going to put a bead of tacky glue, line my lace up. And then I flip it over and make sure we are even on the front side. And that looks good to me. Flip it back. Oops, wrong way. And we want to go to the edge, to there. Yeah, it's really, and you don't have to wait on it to dry. Because I did spray this one time with inks, and then when I dried it, I didn't have, I measured it like I did before, so I would know how much to ink. And then it shrank on me. Okay. Let me pull that to the top. That looks really cool. And this is going to dry clear, which we're not going to see the back of this card anyway, because it's going to get glued down. It's our magnet hiding situation. And I probably should have measured this and then cut it. So we're going to cut it there. Put that one aside. That one doesn't look long enough. It's not. We'll have to re-ink. That's okay. We'll use that somewhere else in here. No biggie. And I'm sticking to everything. Okay, and then I'm going to pull it back up. Ah, need more glue. This is not the place to skimp on the glue. Because you want your lace to stay stuck. And it's going to dry clear. Okay, we already know that one's not long enough. Let's measure a length. And then we'll re-dye and keep going. Right about there. And get my ink pad back. And this won't go to waste. We'll just lay it back there to reuse. And these are little ink pads that I've had for almost a year from Michael's Dollar Bin. And they don't dry. If you put this on paper, it'll smear and it doesn't dry. So the only use I've found that they're good for is exactly what I'm doing. For whatever reason, they dry on the material. Oh, wow, Mike. I'm sorry to hear about that, but that's fine. Thank you. Not a problem. I understand about that. My aunt and uncle had a farm growing up. And my cousins were, okay. Aunt Rosie and Uncle Don had the farm. They had 3 boys. And evidently they thought picking on girls was like the thing to do. Plus I was their cousin. I went and stayed with them for AEA week because going to the farm was just fun. You know, because we didn't have the farm. They did. Which I'm sure they didn't think the farm was fun because they lived there. But we thought it was cool because we didn't have a farm. So I'm there for AEA week, which is Alabama. It's spring break. And for whatever reason, we needed to go count goats. Now, I couldn't figure out why we needed to go count the goats. I didn't know if the goats had a problem running away or what the issue was, but they told me we had to go count the goats. So we went to go count goats. Now, here's the thing. We went across the yard, up the hill, through the barn, out the back side of the barn, over a barbed wire fence, through a creek, up a hill, through some more barbed wire fence, over some more creeks. It took us like an hour to go count these little goats. We finally get up to the very top where we're going. Great, big, open, beautiful pasture. No goats. Not one goat. That's where the goats were supposed to be for us to go count them. No goats. And Jeff or Randy, one of them, looked at me and goes, well, I don't guess we're going to be counting goats today. And I'm thinking, we came here for this and we're not even going to find the goats. I'm like, don't we have to go find them? Nope. There should be about however many they said. I want y'all to know they drug me through all this barbed wire fencing, over creeks, through the woods, to grandmother's house. I'm kidding. But we did go through barbed wire fences, through creeks, up hills, over branches, through God knows what else, because I was the city girl. Now, just picture we went through all this stuff, and up here's the really pretty hill. We came back by walking around the hill, down the road, which was on their property. It was their little road to get to stuff. It only took us like 15 minutes to get back that way after an hour trekking up a hill, through the woods, through the creeks, through the barbed wire. I think they were just doing stuff to be mean to me. And then we got back and I told Aunt Rosie that we couldn't count the goats. And she goes, oh, that's okay. So I still don't know why we had to go count the goats, since it didn't seem to matter that we couldn't find them to count them. But anyway, so here's this. I think this looks fine. So we're going to get our little page back. And everything will close just fine. Oh, we got a scrap of paper. So now we can glue this down. Over our magnet. I am still really not happy with these guys. What can we do? I think we should put lace over it. And I'm trying to figure out what lace to put over it. Bear with me for just a moment. I'm looking for pink lace. Something. I'm just not happy with this paper being here. So, even if I had a scrap of this paper that we could put, oh, that might be an idea. That we could put here to kind of tie it together. I'm just not happy with the way that looks. Oh, I'm sticking to stuff. Let's put that back. So what if we cut this and put it over that? Would it work if we cut it in half? I'm checking. Is half of that going to... No, it's not going to cover it. Okay, so that's not going to work. So, hopefully I'm not going to create a craft lunch while I get into the lace buckets. I think I found what we need. Yeah. That's not really going to hide that, is it? No. Okay, so that's not what we need. Let's try again. This would work, and we could maybe do a double row of it, and it matches that kind of. Oh, it's going to need more than a double row, isn't it? Well, okay, other options. Oh, I'm losing lace out of my band. See what I got in the other one. Oh, and my chair is just like creaking. We might have something over here that's wider that would work. And if we don't want it to be white, we don't have to have it be white. Oh, this is pretty. And if we made this a coffee color, that's not going to bend though. Nope, it's not going to really bend. And it's going to add a lot of bulk. Okay, that's not the one to go with, although it is pretty. But I'm thinking, because it's a junkie journal kind of thing, we could do, this is ribbon material lace. This is pretty. And it kind of matches the whole thing. And it's not going to add a lot of bulk. And it will bend with no problem. I kind of like that. What do you guys think? This, I like it. Now, just to show you how much of a city girl I really was, the same at spring break, did I lose everybody or are we still here? That same spring break, they got baby chickens. Baby chickens are the cutest little things ever. They're all yellow, they're fluffy, they're fuzzy, they're cute. Just keep in mind that I'm a city girl. And so we go to the chicken houses. And I'm thinking we're going to go count chickens, right? Because we had to go count goats. So we're in there walking through the chicken house. And if you've ever been in a chicken house, there's like, at least in their chicken house, a great big road down the middle. Hi, Sherry. Thank you for coming. There's a great big road down the middle, and they had all these little like pens for the chickens, the baby chickens, with their little feeders and watery things hanging in the middle. Well, we're walking down through there, and there's this little baby chicken in the middle. He's not in one of the little side thingies. So I picked it up, and I looked at Jeff, and I said, where does he go? Because I thought it mattered where I put it back, because, yeah, city girl here. It didn't matter. They weren't in any certain, the chickens could go wherever they wanted as long as they were on the sides. He shouldn't have been in the middle. I was right. He should not have been in the middle. So they kind of laughed at me when I picked it up and I was holding it. And I'm like, where does he go? They're like, just put it anywhere, Brenda. Just put it anywhere. It doesn't matter. Just put him anywhere. Well, I didn't know I could do that. I thought that poor little chicken needed to be where he needed to go. So I think we're going to cover these papers that I don't like with this ribbon. Thusly. And like I said, it's going to fold just fine. It's thin ribbon. And I should have got more than one roll of this when I got it. And we're going to glue it with the tacky glue. So I'm just going to do the swirly method. We're going to do that. I want to make sure we don't have any hanging off on the back side. Once this dries, I will fold it and crease it. We're not going to get to do that right now. And I'm going to turn this whole thing around. And I want to turn this one so that these roses also are going up. And this one I cut just a hair too long. So we're going to cut it a hair off. Such as that. Because there's that fold. Well, it's not the folds at this point that matter so much as these flippies. The flippy page matters. Okay, it's not sticking out. And we still need to do something with this page. Okay. There we go. That hides those tabs much better. And it goes with what we've already got put on here. Oh, thank you, Jenny. Separating paint. Oh, wow. Okay. We're upside down. We do need to look at what we're going to do here. And what I'm thinking, we're going to leave it like this for just a moment, is we're going to take some decorative paper of some kind. Oh, that's pretty and matches our roses. And what I'm thinking is have a pocket going this way and a pocket so that there's pockets that are from the side. And we can have them going from opposite sides, if that's making any sense to you guys. So if I fold this in half, is it going to work? Yes, it's going to work. So let's fold it in half and cut it. We're going to ink it. I say we're going to ink it. Hopefully I will remember we're going to ink it. We're going to ink it. So we'll have one pocket going that way and one pocket going that way. I think that's pretty. And our magnet, let's see, is down here. I think we're going to be fine because this is regular paper. It's not cardstock. So we're going to do this way. So I want to fold it. Fold it. And I want to fold it at the bottom just a little bit. And then we're going to cut the bulk out of these corners again. Just because we don't need it. Okay, and let's put this on here. It's not too tall. It works just fine. So now we just need to glue it. And I apologize for the dogs, you guys. And y'all, Joe is working on an album called Just the Beginning. I think that's the name of it. And it's a beginner's album. And she's got templates for it and everything. And it's really cool because that's something I feel like I could even make. That didn't sound good. But it's, as somebody who doesn't make albums, it's something I could make. and feel comfortable making. That was a better way to put that, probably. Okay, we're going to put this one over here. I don't want that rose to be upside down. Well, wait a minute. Where's the top of this? That one. We could put it like, no, we'll just do it how it goes. Oops, that's crooked. I know that's crooked. We're going to fold that in. Fold this in, and let's see how that's going to fit. That is almost perfect. And now we just got to fold it to the bottom. So we're going to probably be doing album ideas for a few days. So if you're not subscribed to Jo, check out her channel because she is working on it live on her channel. And she's even set it up so, you know, with her email on there so that if you have questions, you can email her your questions and stuff, which I think is cool. So when we come back tomorrow, we're going to still probably be working on album ideas. We're not going to be on B yet because each signature has 3 pieces of cardstock in it so that we can do albumy things on those. So this is, and remember, we're still on the first page. This is a lot too. Okay, Jo, thank you. Actually, the link is in the description box. I mean, it's already in the description box. Well, you can't get to the description box while we're live, I don't think. The templates that Jo has are in my Zibbet shop, Sherry, only because Zibbet has a huge waiting list, and Jo and I decided water's water, basically. So they're in my Zibbet. If you buy them, everything is worked out. Jo gets the money for those. They're not mine. But yeah, they're in my Zibbet store though, and it states clear that they're designed by her. It's her design, but the templates are awesome. Also, Misty from Mac Jewelry used the templates and made a journal or an album from those very templates. So there's both. Both of them. And Jo's doing hers live still. She just did a live yesterday, Jo? It was yesterday. On doing parts of it. Okay, we want our pockets to go opposite directions. I about put this on there the same way. It wouldn't have mattered. They could have went the same way. Okay. So, make sure that's good. Needs to slide up just a little bit. Okay, there we go. That's good. Part 4. Okay. Okay, so this has no direction. It just goes in the middle. The best we can get it. And that looks like good placement right there. As long as everything will fold. Will not interfere with our lace. It does. And those aren't dry yet, so I'm going to have to wait on those to dry so I can fold that back in. But we can go on and get this glued to here. Now, I am not worried about this magnet because we're not going to be sliding anything under this at all. It's just going to be a glued down element for, you could put a picture on it. You could put a little envelope pocket, whatever you want to do with it, you could do. So I'm just going to leave that to whoever. Like I said, I think this is going to be my idea book. But, and my lace is still kind of wet, so I'm going to try to just stay inside the lace. I might put a little tiny bit of glue. And glue this all the way down. Yeah, we're going to go right around the very edge. Oh, there's a big glob of glue right there. We'll move some of that around. Right up to the edge where we glued the lace down, so it'll be glued to the page. Okay, I'm going to wipe some of that off because, yeah, it's too much. I understand that, Vanessa. If y'all could see this desk, because I go from one project to the other. Sometimes I have 2 and 3 projects at a time going, which I do now. My husband sprung on me last week. Can't you make my mother a journal for Mother's Day? Mother's Day is in a week. I'm like, I can make her one, but she's not going to have it by Mother's Day. It'll be a little bit late. So in my off time this week, when I'm not on here doing this, I get to be making a journal for my mother-in-law. I think I'm good with that. Okay. These still need to dry a little bit. So I think this is going to be the end of this page. Those are going to fold in with no problem, but I don't want to glue it to itself. But we can work on starting to get it used to being folded. Same up here, just fold it in a little. So when we open our journal, now my magnet's not wanting to work. Really, just adding, what did we add? Oh, we added this pocket. That pocket shouldn't have made that much difference. Work. Well, we may need to hide another magnet down in here. Where's that magnet? It's there. Because if I hide another magnet in this pocket, what'll happen is that'll hold that, and then this magnet can grab to that magnet. Is that making sense? So, because it works fine until we, and see, we're not, the magnet has nothing to do with this page. Because the magnet's over here, it's not even touching this page. And it's just, we're going to need to add another magnet. That's all there is to it. So, here's what we're going to do. Grab the magnet baggie again. Oh, wait, we might can get away with this without a magnet. And I'm going to tell you how. I have these little metal snippets. And they're magnetic, as you see. So if I can put this, we could decorate the pockets up. How can we decorate these on the pockets? Joe, this is where I might need you. I may not keep them gold either. They can be other colors. Because, see, if we do this, which I think that's rather pretty. This one's not wanting to stay put. Where's the magnet? Oh, they would need to go up like this. Okay. In order to grab the magnet, see? Where's the magnet? Oh, I'm upside down. Magnet's over there. So that's not gonna, this one's the one that's gonna grab the magnet. So this one is irrelevant to where we put it, but this one's very important. Where's the magnet? Let's turn it that way. Can we do that? If I put it like this toward the middle, it will grab the magnet, right? Yes, because there is the magnet. So that end right there. So we could do that. Just put these like this. This one, like I said, it's not going to matter. Well, as long as this magnet, it does matter. I need something for that magnet to grab a hold of. Which is why I was saying put a magnet in this pocket. So we're back to, we need to put something in the pocket. Where do magnets go? There they are. Okay, where's the magnet? And we are going to use a magnet. Okay. And so if we put a magnet in this pocket, This, where's the magnet over here? I think it's this side. Yes. We'll also grab that magnet. See? So, now here's the trick. It's got to go in this pocket this way. So, with that in mind, how do I want to glue it down? Where did the tape go? I think we're going to use the double-sided tape. We're going to use a little square of double-sided tape. Oops. And I'm going to glue it here. I'm going to burnish that really well. And make sure, oh, wow. Okay, so, hang on. I thought I had that thought out right. I do, right? So, if I put it in the pocket, see, this is where it takes a lot of thinking power. Let me place it in the pocket. Okay, if it's in the pocket and it's glued up like this, this is going to, it will grab. So I'm right. I need to stick this into the pocket. And I'm going to stick it on this side so that stuff sliding in, if you slide it against the back, it's going to be fine. So here's how we're going to do this. Well, I'm going to burnish this down a lot better first because I just pulled my tape off. Scissors. This is the tape side. Why do I feel like I have that on there? Because I do. So it's going to have to go, oh lordy be, this way. Yeah, that's what I just tried. Where's the magnet? Maybe that's where my problem is. Maybe I don't know where my magnet's at. Oh. So tape side to the magnet. Yes, tape side to the magnet. Back in the envelope. There's the magnet. Okay, I got it. I wasn't in the right spot. Okay, Jenny. That is not sticking. That is just not how it needs to be. No, that's wrong. Let me reach in here and grab it. Ah. See, and I knew it was wrong. It's grabbing the scissors. But it's not grabbing there at all. Now it's grabbing it. Okay. There we go. It just wasn't placed correctly. I moved it around. It's good. So that's going to hold that. And then this magnet can now grab that magnet because they're all lined up. So we're good. And we still have room to do what? We did everything. We got our pockets on here. And I'm not worried about this one because it'll get held by the doors. We got our pockets here. We got these pockets. And we got our flips. Now the question does become, do we want to do the lace thing? And on this, I just want the ivory. So let's just take a look at what it's going to look like. And see, Dollar Tree lace has this sometimes, which drives me up the wall. So if we put lace here, that's what it would look like. Or, which now makes it like, why did we decorate? Why did we cut the corner, the outside like that? We could put it like this. I kind of like that. And then we would put one on the inside as well. What do you guys think? And what do you guys think of what we've done so far with the album ideas for your journal? So this page, when you first open your journal, this is what you're going to see. This could be a spot to use something. I still like this lace. Or we could go back to the pink, which is a good contrast. And it's not going to add bulk. I mean, at this point, this page is kind of thick. But I figured this was going to be a fluffy puffy no matter what we did. So, Joe, lace, no lace? What do you think? No lace. Okay. So this is going to be, let me get back our journal. Now remember, this is our signature. This is just the first page. So in our journal, something else. Okay. Here's what we have. So you open your journal. And we're going to put something here. I just don't know. We're going to decorate the covers last. This is your first page. And we've got the flip, the flip, the flip, the flip. Plenty of pockets. And I need to reglue this lace. Something happened over in this corner. Or this ribbon. It's actually ribbon. And we're going to have to wait a second. Yeah, Joe has had at it, Vanessa. So this is what we have. So this is our when you open the journal, this is what you see. And then we got to flip the page. Now for this, I was thinking we probably want to do something a little bit simpler because then we've got all this over here. So what I'm thinking for this is maybe a decorative paper, and make like a little pocket. And that's all. Because we have so much going on this page. So just a decorative pocket place to put things. So that's what I'm kind of leaning toward. Just a pocket here. But I think we want to put it this way. So we have easier access to it. Is what I'm thinking. And we need to be mindful of where our fold is. So we can take our signature back out. Move our book back over. And here's where you know what? I'm going to make this easier on me and you guys. I am going to ink the edges of this page. And mainly the center so I know where my middle is. And we'll go ahead and get this side because this is the back. Oh, thank you, Vanessa. I figure by the time we're to Z, it's going to be very fluffy. Okay. So now I can see, because there's my center line, where to put this paper. And I think I am just going to put a very thin line of glue all the way around it. And that's where the Elmer's comes in, because I can get it to come out. I don't know if y'all can see that as a very thin line. And I do that just by barely squeezing the bottle so that a lot doesn't come out at any one time. And there we go. Now we can put this here. And this is a scrap. It's a cutoff from something I was making yesterday. So it's just a scrap. It's a cut off piece of scrap that I figured I could use for something like this. Any other time, the Elmer's works just fine. Not today. Today, it's going to give me fits. Today, it's going, no, not today. Today, I want to be on vacation. I don't want to work. Okay, so now we have this pocket that we can put stuff in once it dries. Now the back page. So again, in our journal, this is where the signature goes. So we have this page, we have this, we have all the signature, and we have this. And it's, what are we going to do back here? And how long have we been here? Oh, we've been here for a while. Why don't we do this? Tomorrow, we'll work on building this page. And like I said, I've got 3 pages of cardstock in here to do album ideas on. But if we run out of, right now, nothing is sewn in. I do have 2 signatures, though. So I'm thinking definitely we want to do stuff to the first page, because that's the card. But if we run out of album ideas, or we use our album ideas, and I need to. I can remove card and replace it with coffee dye, which will cut down on bulk. But I figured we might have a lot. Of album ideas. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to stop for today. We got this page done. And in the journal, it's going to look, like I said, it's going to look like this. Let's put the other signature back here. So I don't know what we're going to do tomorrow. More flips and tips and stuff. And then, so when you open the journal, this is the first thing you're going to see. And we may embellish this and decorate it up more later on when we get to other letters of the alphabet. And then it's going to open up like that. We'll have tags or something in here. We'll have things in these pockets. And then these will flip down. We have these pockets to put stuff in. This can be decorated with something. And then it all flips back closed. It flips over and we have this pocket. And then, oh, there should not be another piece of cardstock right next to that piece of cardstock. That's not how that goes. Why is there? There's 4 pieces of card in here. There should not be but 3. Right. 1, 2, 3. Okay. I'll check the other one real fast. Oh, that's why this one doesn't have card on the outside. Haha. It must go to this one. 1, 2. That's what it is. It goes to this one. Okay. So tomorrow we are going to continue, but with this, the back page of this page. And then, so my new times to going live, in case you all missed it, are Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, 9 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Eastern. So I will be back tomorrow and we'll be able to continue working on our album ideas for the letter A. On this page, I'm not worried about, then we want to do this, the opening for this. But now this one's going to be different. We don't have to do bifold again. This can be something completely different. I got to figure it out. But yeah. Is there anything else? Is there any? Now, this is what I have wrote down from the other day that we wanted to see for album ideas. Bifold, flip out, flip ups with tuck spots, cover. Or tuck. I don't know what that means. Anything. Now, I do have some envelope ideas. I am going to put a waterfall somewhere once I coffee dye some envelopes. So we have a lot of ideas. We do want to do a waterfall, but we're going to do it with envelopes and have tucks on each side. So that could be what we do on the second signature. We'll do something. We could do something simple here, and all the elaborateness happens here when you open it. So it could have something where flip up, flip down, waterfall. Or it could just have a flip out with a waterfall with other components. So any ideas that y'all have, that would be great. Oh, Jenny's back. Yay. So I think we're just going to stop here for today. And then tomorrow we're going to pick back up with this part of this page in our signature. So we'll do the front and back of that one. Thank you, Susan. Susan, do you have anything that you want to see that you see in albums that you would like to see? I'll figure it out. Incorporate it into a journal. And then we can work on the other signature. So Mars Tuesday. And on Wednesdays, I'm not going live alone. Joe and I have another channel. It's called Coffee, Crafting, and Chat. We'll be live on that channel at 11 a.m. Eastern on Wednesdays and doing we don't know what yet, but we're going to be doing something. We may be doing UFOs again, unfinished objects that are on our desks. Okay, cool, Susan. Well, if you think of anything between now and tomorrow or Thursday, write them down so that we can, try to incorporate it. Because I've seen all kind of videos where people are making albums and stuff because it's something that does interest me. But I make journals. Albums intimidate me because you have to measure everything. Everything has to be precise. I just like, let's fold the paper in half and embellish it. And so pretty much this was folded in half, and then I figured out how to embellish it with albumy, I don't know that that's a word, kind of things. And that that ribbon needs to really stick. So there you go. And I think this page is awesome. I like this. All these little thingies that it does. And that second magnet was just exactly what it needed to be able to so it doesn't flop when it's open. Nothing flops around. It's not flopping open. All staying secure. So there we go. Let me put my magnets back up here so I don't lose them. Because we're going to probably need more magnets. But I like it so far. I think it's coming out pretty. And we're going to do some stuff to the cover. We're just not there yet. When we're ready to decorate the cover, we're going to do it before we sew the signatures in. So it could be a minute. We have plenty of time. We have A through Z to do stuff. And we may wait until we get through making some embellishments and stuff so we can put those on the cover, because we're going to be making embellishments and ephemera as well. So that's it, everybody, for today anyway. And then I'll be back tomorrow at 10 o'clock in the morning. So I hope y'all can all come back tomorrow and watch us continue the A, album ideas for our journals. B, when we get to it, is, where is my notebook with my list in it? When we get to B, it is butterflies, bees, and bugs. Because pretty much everybody uses butterflies, bees, or some kind of bug, dragonflies, or what. I just put all the bugs together. Ladybugs, butterflies, bees, dragonflies. So we're going to work on making some embellishments with butterflies, bees, and bugs when we get to B. So we may not actually be doing anything in the journal, but we could be making embellishments to go in the journal. So butterflies, bees, and bugs. Okay, Jenny. Well, thank y'all for coming, and I look forward to seeing everybody tomorrow. We're going to continue with the album ideas for our junk journals. Thank you so much, and y'all have a great day. Bye.